Hello, everyone, and I hope you're having a great start to the week. Just to go over it again, this is the fourth and final workshop for this series. We're now well into the second week of the hackathon, so I'm very glad that you could all join us here again. And I will shortly be able to introduce Anthony to the stage, who will be able to deliver his workshop about Lightflow. Just before we kind of get into proceedings, I just kind of wanted to highlight a few things to you that you're probably already aware of, but it's always good to do a few reminders. First of all, as it is now the second week, it would be lovely to hear a bit more from a few of you just about what you're building on. And so we can do a weekly check-in, I can share my Google Calendar link now, and I'll also put it in the chat a little bit later. But I would really recommend booking a call kind of as soon as possible, because the best way in order to kind of have the most likely chance of submitting is to kind of speak to me and speak to other members of the team so that we can forward you to the right people. And obviously, please do keep referring to the Hacker Pack, to Encode's Discord for any important announcements. So without further ado, I'll be able to invite Anthony to the stage now, and we'll be able to get cracking with his presentation.
So thanks for having me. And so today we're going to talk a bit about Lightflow in the context of this hackathon, and about basically how you can actually start to use Lightflow in your project, what you can build with it, and basically give you some ideas also of like what type of project you will be able to do during this hackathon. So let me first share my screen. I will give you a quick introduction of the Lightflow first. So Lightflow, we are an NFT infrastructure. So what we build is basically tools for people, projects, companies to actually build their NFT products. So first of all, who we are. So we are a company founded in 2020 with about 10 people in the team, and with, like you can see here, myself as a CEO and co-founder, two other co-founders as well that you can also contact on the Discord. We are a US-based company. We are in blockchain for the past 7 years or so, basically the beginning of Ethereum. So build a lot of products, build a lot of projects in the blockchain space. And yeah, 2020, we started to work on Lightflow to really help projects to build their NFT products. So one of the issues we saw with this whole experience in blockchain was that NFT are great. You can do a lot of things, but building an NFT platform is something really hard. I'm not even talking about marketplace, just a platform, a product that is based on NFT, and being able to tailor it basically to your needs, it's even a lot harder. So what we did was the idea to actually create this NFT infrastructure, this set of tools that basically anyone can integrate in their product. They can have a full-blown NFT product without having the whole complexity of, the NFT, the blockchain, all this kind of things like that, and to keep the developer experience as simple as possible, the user experience as simple as possible, and while giving users the opportunity to basically customize everything you need in the system. So we have 4 main products inside Lightflow. One of them is virtual NFT data. So that's where Lightflow is actually getting all the NFT data from the blockchain, on-chain and also off-chain data from these NFTs. And so you can query, you can access all this data really easily through different tools that I will present a bit later on. And so this is basically the big database of all your NFTs. So that's one. Then we have the NFT exchange. So this is the part where you can start to make actual business and actual money with your NFTs or NFTs of your partners or so on. So this will let you do some exchange of your NFTs. Let's say you want to exchange an NFT for an ERC20, you can do that. For native token, you can do that, and you can let your user create the offers, buy the offers, all this kind of thing like that, to be able to have like trading of NFTs directly within your application. Then another product is really this part of being able to create collections, import collection, mint NFTs, being able to organize some drop around these NFTs. So we have like a dedicated part where you can either create collections, private, public, open edition. You can also import existing collection if you want to work on a Bored Apes collection and do some stuff around that. That's something you can do as well. And we have a lot of tools also to help you to create your actual minter with the NFT that you want to mint. And finally, because this is something quite important in all the product, is the communication aspect with different people in the platform, especially if you work in a product with some kind of like community or some kind of like even marketplaces with some buyers and some sellers. There is a need to actually communicate. And so this is where we actually also have this wallet messaging that actually lets you exchange with other wallets in the solution. So this is the scope of all the different products. Now there is a way to access all these products with different tools. So first of all, and I will go in detail of all these tools a bit later on, but yeah, we have a dashboard that lets you access, that lets you administrate basically all the information that you need for your products. That can be accessible through GraphQL API, that you can get any notification from webhooks. You can also customize some behavior with some kind of like microservices that you will plug on it. And all this with different SDK to be able to access to these APIs and set of tools, so in JavaScript and React SDK. So a few features that we have here. This is not like the full list, but kind of like some of the best parts. So it's actually fully decentralized in terms of like the whole exchange, all the data that we are getting, everything is synchronized from the blockchain, everything is blockchain based, wallet based, and so on. There is some solution to still make it really user friendly, a kind of like Web2 experience with some email login, for example. You can plug in any type of wallet. You can really customize everything. So that's something that we really wanted to have in kind of like our vision with Lightflow, to really ensure that anyone can customize not only their branding, but really like the whole application that they want to build, and also like the whole business model around this application. So this is something really important for Lightflow, is to really make sure we provide the tools for businesses to control their business model and to control on the secondary market, for example, the fee structures that they want to put in place. So let's say you could have a fee structure that is just a simple percentage, like, hey, you got 5% for everyone. But you can also tailor it depending on your users, depending on the collections, depending on the currencies that they will use to buy. Pretty much infinite type of use case. If you want to connect it to some staking system or whatever, pretty much everything is possible here with the current fee system, which give you quite a lot of opportunity to be, to innovate a bit in the space. So yeah, of course, on top of that, EVM, so we're compatible with the main chain. We're also obviously compatible with LightLink, so you will be able to have your marketplace directly on LightLink. You can import any type of currency, either your own token or existing token on the blockchain. Import any collections, create offers, and so on. So one of the benefits of Lightflow, to use Lightflow, first of all, is this part that I was talking about, the business model aspect. You can really tailor your business model the way you want. I will go in detail on that part a bit later to see how easy it is to really customize everything. But yeah, you can tailor your business model, which is something quite important if you want to launch a product. Your go-to-market is extremely fast. You can have, honestly, an NFT marketplace without a lot of really advanced customization and so on. You can have an NFT marketplace going live in less than an hour, basically. So it's really good to bootstrap, and that's the stuff that we see with a lot of clients. They actually use the tools that we provide, the default tools that we provide, and then over time they customize based on their needs. So they are not stuck with the solution. So yeah, I just talked about the customization here. So you are not really stuck with that. So you can customize everything you want based on your needs. And if there is any issue, any advice you're looking for on everything, you have access to also our team that is, like I was saying before, in the blockchain space for quite some time. So quite knowledgeable about all that if there is any help needed on your project. So how does that work to work with Lightflow? So basically, you have your app, your application. That can be a game, that can be a marketplace, that can be a product, that can be like an Airbnb style, whatever. And you want to have your assets that are as NFTs. So I would say, for example, in the game, you have your land as an NFT, you have your item as an NFT, and so on. So that's where you can put Lightflow kind of like in between the blockchain and your application. So your application has a full abstraction of what's happened on the blockchain. Use Lightflow to be able to access all the data of the blockchain in a really easy way without having to worry about block synchronization and everything. And so you will have this kind of like middleman to actually proxy all the different information from the blockchain and access all this feature of exchange directly within your products. So here, just a few clients that we worked with. Some are actually quite large clients. Taking here G2A, which is they are onboarding the next millions of users on the Web3. They are an existing Web2 business that's onboard these Web2 users into Web3, and a few others that are also like working towards this direction, or some that are just like full-blown Web3 products from A to Z. So about today. So today we're talking about the LightLink Hackathon. So the goal is to develop products on the LightLink chain. And here at Lightflow, we will provide a few prizes and grants. So we will have 3 winners on this competition. First one, we get $1,000, second one, $500, and third one, $200. And for all of these winners, they will also have access to the startup program, which means they will have access to 6 months of usage of the Lightflow infrastructure for their products. An hour of advisory per month with our team to really help them to boost their products, their project that they did during the hackathon, or maybe some other project that they want to have some help with. And also all access to NFTverse, which is a network that we've created with most of the main influential people in the NFT space. So if you are really interested in NFT, that's something that you can have access to a lot of really interesting people in that space. So in terms of requirements for this hackathon, pretty simple. At least on paper, you will see even technically it's not that complicated as well. So you need to use the Lightflow products, the tools and the templates, so like that you can really like start your products quickly. You need to define and implement a business model around this product that you are creating. So here, it's not necessarily only a marketplace. I know we had some question about like, can we integrate that on a product but still have the trading on this? This is completely possible. So you can have a product with the exchange basically integrated in this product. So it doesn't need to be like a look and feel of a marketplace. It can be anything. And I will show you some examples of products that we have that are in a way marketplaces, but with a different style. So you are free on this part. Knowing that also one thing that we will take into account is the amount of customization that has been done on the initial tools that we will give you access, and the effort you did on that to integrate also some other projects, some other products, and so on. So if you need any help, here are the different Discords of the 3 founders that you saw in the first slide. So myself, Anto1404.eth, and Scipion.eth and Nicola Lightflow that you can find on Discord for the Discord of LightLink and of Encode. So that's all for the kind of like presentation about Lightflow. Now we go a bit more in detail of the actual workshop that we will do today. So a few things that we will do today. We will have a look at the dashboard, how to navigate the dashboard, how to create your first platform, how to import collection, all these kind of things. A presentation of the actual starter kit template, which is one of the templates that we would definitely recommend to at least explore, if not even just use it directly, because that's a full-blown NFT marketplace ready to go. And then you can tailor it, customize, or just get some inspiration from it. We will go through the documentation, so like that, we are sure that if you have any issue, you know where to find this information. And then after we go in detail of like really creating your first marketplace, customizing this marketplace in terms of design, in terms of business model, in terms of webhook, if you want to have some notification from it, and so on. So let's get started with that. I will start to share my screen on another one. And let me just have a look quickly if there is any question. If you have any question, please drop it directly on the chat so like that I can answer right away.
I'll be able to alert you, Anthony, because I imagine you won't be able to see the chat as you're sharing your screen.
Okay, perfect. All right, so let me share another screen. So here we arrive on the actual Lightflow dashboard. So that's where you will be able to actually like manage your whole infrastructure, because this you need to see it kind of like a backend as a service in a way, where like you will be able to have like your whole database directly here. You will be able to access that through an API. You will be able, of course, to monitor everything that is happening on this platform. So you can see here on the actual dashboard, you can see the volume of the platform. You can see all the activity in terms of trades, in terms of listing, the acquisition of your users, all the NFTs that have been created, and the collection that have been imported. So that gives you an overview in terms of business to see what's the progress of your platform over the different months. So you can monitor this part. Of course, you will have access all this financial information. You will have access to some detailed page where you can list all the different trades, listing, and so on. So here we can see, for example, we have some Mutant Ape Club that has been sold just a few minutes ago. So you will be able to actually have all this information, apply any filter you want, go in detail, verify that it's actually on chain, so that's actually connected to the data on chain, and you will be able to see all your listing, your offers. Also, keep in mind that this trade activity here, for example, this is something that is actually synchronized. So we do let user actually customize what they want to synchronize. So by default, they will have their environments with Seaport, so basically OpenSea, already synchronized. So all the trade activity is coming from OpenSea, but you can restrict your platform to only have your own internal trading, basically. So similar with the listing and offers, so it's not released yet. It's in private testing for now, but we will have also the synchronization of offers. So like that, you can synchronize all the different listings that you will see on OpenSea and some other NFT marketplaces. But as of today, it's only the internal offers of your dedicated platform. So that for the financial aspect. Now, in terms of content management, in a way, one thing we wanted to make sure with Lightflow is that project can control the data that they have on their platform. You don't want to have a lot of extra complexity on your platform to manage which collection you want to display for your user and which you don't want to display. So basically, this is a part here where you can actually decide what collection you want to import. So let's say you are a game. You are a game, you want your avatar, you want your land, you want your maybe 5 or 10 collection for the different assets that you have in your game. You don't want the bored apes, you don't want all this type of collection that are nothing related to your product. So basically here you will be able to import your collection. Just with the address, you select the network, you put the address of your contract, that will import the collection. And then this collection will be available directly on your API and on all the different tools that you have access. With that, we synchronize also the different volume on the different platform, get also different information from the collection, the number of owners that there is on this platform, on this collection, and so on. And you can, of course, at any time delete the collection. You can even create drop on some collection if it's something like your collection is compatible with. And you can also create collections. So this is something, keep in mind, this is like open edition collections, but you can create two types of collections. Some that are basically fully open, where like anyone can mint any token, they put their image, they put everything they want, similar to the open edition that you could see like on OpenSea or some platform like that. Or you can keep it private to only you basically sell your own product. So you would be the only one able to actually mint anything on this collection. And then you would be like, you could create a kind of like e-commerce website in a way where you can sell your product and you're the only one allowed to actually create products. So you can play with this part. It's well integrated with the starter kit as well. So you will see how user can actually mint directly from these collections. So as I was saying, we have a drop system as well. So if you are working on an NFT collection and you want to do a drop for this NFT collection, it is possible to use a drop. We also have the whole UI to guide also the user to use a drop. It's a bit complex. You need a bit of solidity skills to know like which API to connect to call the right function. But if you're working on a drop, you're probably already familiar with API and everything. And if you have any question, we are here to help as well. So you will be also able to, of course, monitor all your NFTs. You can also remove them if there is any issue for whatever reason. You don't want to have these NFTs on the platform anymore. You will monitor the different users. I will skip a bit here. And then on the setting page, so that's the part here. Let me click on that. So on the settings, so that's where you will configure your platform. So you can see here we have some settings for some default settings for the platform. You have your domain name that you can change. You have the ability to aggregate different traits. And you have the whole configuration of your starter kit on page that I will go in detail a bit later on, but that will basically help you to really tailor the homepage of your starter kits and to really tailor it basically to your needs without having to go into the code. Then in terms of customization, you also have access to some plugin in terms of the fee structure. So you will be able to have access to this plugin. So if you want, for example, I would say traditional fee system where you take like, let's say 5% at this specific address, you can do this. You can have some split fees if you want to share with different partners or whatever. You can even have some fixed fees if you want a specific, I don't know, $1 for each transaction. Or you can also actually create dedicated plugins. And that's the part I will showcase a bit later on, where you can actually really create your own custom logic to decide how you implement the fees for your users. You can also customize all the different currencies that you want to accept on your platform. So basically, user will be able to purchase and list their NFTs with the currencies that you allow here. Manage your team on that, have your whole connection detail with your secrets, your API key, and the plugin and webhook that I will get back to it. But that will give you already an overview of what's possible to do on the dashboard in terms of monitoring of your platform. Then now that's great. We have like a whole dashboard to manage everything, but we don't have access to this data. We don't do anything with this data except just monitoring it on the dashboard. So that's where we also have what we call a starter kit, which is a full ready-to-go NFT marketplace. So here, This is a repository that you can actually fork, that you can deploy on your own, that you can, of course, customize. The license is really friendly, so you can take it and do everything you want. So as I was saying before, on the dashboard, you can customize, for example, all the different NFTs you want to highlight here, the different collections, different user you want to highlight if you want to, NFTs that you want to showcase. So this is fully customizable on the dashboard. And here it's only displaying the data that you decided to import on your dashboard. So we have all the features that you can see in NFT marketplaces. You can actually explore the different NFTs, filter by different chain. So let's say, for example, LightLink here, we didn't actually put any NFT on this demo. You can see like all the NFTs that are for sale. Keep in mind this is a demo application, so there is not a lot of data on it. So yeah, all the filter, collection, detail page with all the NFTs associated to that. You can have all the different trades associated. So all this is actually all the data that we get directly from the Lightflow API, and we can build an application on top of that. We also have Minter in place. So here, if you created some collections that people can mint, they can create their own NFTs directly on your platform. So it can be like fan art. It can be pretty much anything you want to do on your platform, and they will be able to customize all the NFTs that will be sent on chain, or that can actually also be lazy minted, which is something that we can allow to ensure that basically user will not pay the gas fee until someone is actually buying the NFT. For the users, they will have their own profile with their own activity of like NFT that there is on sale, NFT that they own, NFT that they created, all their bids, their trades, and so on, basically to monitor all their trading activity. We also have a card system in place. So I don't have actually any NFT right now, but I can add an NFT to my carts, and I will be able to do like a batch purchase where I can buy multiple NFTs all at once. We also have the chat system like that I was talking about before, where you can interact with different users on the platform. You can send them some messages and just interact with them if you want to discuss the price of something or whatever. It's also multi-language, and yeah, we actually go into detail of some NFTs. You can place a bid, for example, select the currency you want to place a bid on, put the price. You can actually create your currency. If you own the NFT, let me go to an NFT that I actually own here. I can actually see the whole history of this NFT, filter with what's important for me, all the trade associated, all the data on chain, and I can actually sell this NFT. Similar, I can decide the currency I want to accept for this sale, and I decide the price I want to put. And let's say I will go like here, a small one, and here you can see I have the 1% fee on the platform, which is decided by the actual platform on the plugin section that you saw earlier on the dashboard. So if you do change this, the user will have a different fee here. So creating all the different offers, user will have to sign. When it's signed, the offer will be created, and now people will be able to actually purchase this offer. So that gives you an overview of the starter kit. There's a few more things that we have in the starter kit, but by default, that's something that you will have like a standard NFT marketplace that you can start as a foundation to build on top of that. So I will give you a few examples of some of customization that our clients did. So here it's, for example, DeFi Labs that is doing a mobile app with geolocalized gaming, where you need to go to collect some stuff in the world. And they have all their different assets in game, their pack, their different collectibles in the game, and they have their platform for that. So you see not a lot of customization in terms of design, but it's working well. Then we have so a Web2 company that is selling licenses for games with a bit more customization, a bit more design, really to match their brand. With here a big focus on the actual collections rather than the NFTs. We also have like a kind of like generic NFT marketplace where we have like a lot of PFPs and things like that. So still a bit of customization, but not so much. We can also have some really crazy, I would say, NFT marketplaces where like it's actually not an NFT marketplace, it's really a product. It's an actual social network where all your posts are actually NFTs. You can make offers on some posts, you can trade these posts. You can have even like crazy business model around it where like you could have some discounts if you actually hold a specific NFT, all this kind of thing like that. So the customization can go like really far. For those who don't know already, we also work with LightLink to have like an NFT viewer. So for all the different collections on the LightLink network. So I'm pretty sure if you launch an NFT on LightLink for this hackathon, there is some ways to actually put that on this viewer. A bit more kind of like artistic marketplace, but basically you can see like there is quite a lot of customization that you can do, knowing that here it's always based on this starter kit, and everything is like fully based on the whole Lightflow tools. So now I will go over a quick walkthrough of the documentation. Don't need to go too much in detail, just to make sure you can find everything efficiently. On page, preparing everything, all the different products that we have, all the different tools, all the different templates that we have. So we got the products. If you want to have more detail on what each product is doing, so the NFT data to access all the data index from the blockchain, from the different NFTs. You have the NFT exchange to be able to actually do some trading with your NFTs. Collection and minting, if you want to create your collection and do some mints, do some drops as well. The wallet-to-wallet messaging. And you have a bunch of guides as well. If you want to set up your platform fees, if you want to set up your own currencies, if you want to import some collections, set up drops, a bit of understanding about ABI for those who are not familiar with it, especially needed for the drop. And in the tool section, you will see the dashboard tools that we went through. You will see the GraphQL API. So this is the API that you can access from your application. And you will be able here to have access to the whole documentation about the API and be able to query all the data you want. So here, for example, I have a query already pre-filled here. I get the first 10 assets of my platform with the name, with the first 10 trades, with the transaction hash for each one of them, and I get the collection associated with the name and the chain ID of this collection. So here I can just execute this, and I will see that now we get all this data that now my front end can display the way we want. And you have a lot of things that you can do. If, for example, you want to see like I will get all my collection. I will just take the first 10 as well. I want to get, let's say, the address of the collection. I will want to get the name. You can see everything is like auto-completed. So you can get the image, for example. I want to have, for example, all the different, let's say, the total listed, the total number of assets listed. Basically, you just put like everything you need on this query, and your front end will actually get all this information, or your backend as well. And you will get all this information directly without having to do multiple API calls. So here, if you want all the traits of this collection, I will go with just a limit as well to not have crazy amounts. I can also filter some data. So if I want to filter, I don't know, like in that case, a buyer address where like I want all the trades where the buyer was, let's say, 0x, whatever, this address will be invalid, but all the trade for this buyer on this specific collections, and now we get the transaction hash, for example. That's actually something possible, except here, yeah, this, oh yeah, my bad. Equal to 0x. So this address would be invalid, but basically you will be able to do this part, and you can see here like there is actually no trace for anyone because there is no address 0x. So you can play with that. You have a full playground here. You just put your API key directly on the input here, and you can access to the API. You can play with it. Then we have also documentation about the webhook. So I will not go too much in detail on that, but basically if you have like an account that is created, a bid that is created, an offer that is created, something that is expired, if you have a trade that is created, this will be able, the whole Lightflow infrastructure will be able to notify your application. And you can, for example, send email to your user. Hey, congrats, you actually just sold your first NFT, this kind of thing like that. Similarly, we have the service part. So this is a part, and we'll go a bit into the code for that, but this is where you will be able to customize the fees of your platform. And we have a bunch of SDKs with JavaScript SDK that can be used front-end and back-end, where you can interact with the exchange to place some bid, to list some token, cancel and everything. Have the minting function for the different assets. Have also function for the account as well, and the similar version for React with React hooks, and also documentation for the chat if you want to integrate the chat as well in your application, knowing that this one is React compatible. And finally, on the documentation, we have the documentation for the different templates, so the marketplace, the starter kit that I just show you here, if you want to have some detail on how to customize it, configure it, and so on. And as well as the chat, we have a chat application that you can use. There is a template for that as well. And with this, you should be pretty good on the documentation, knowing that if you still have any issue and some stuff that are missing in the documentation, we are available on Discord, and we will be able to answer your questions. So all this is open source. You have the starter kit directly on GitHub here. You can actually fork it. You can have the library here if you want to check the library. And what we're going to do today now, we will actually create quickly a platform, and you will see, I know we have like something like 20 minutes left. That will be plenty of time to actually create a marketplace. So I will head back to the dashboard. I will create a new platform. So I will say LightLink Hackathon, for example. I will have a default platform fee for now, 2.5%. It's okay. So this, I just created a new platform. So I just created my own platform here. I can import some collections and things like that directly from here. I will skip for now because we'll be able to do that later on. Similar for the currencies here. By default, we will include all the native token and the wrap token for the different chain. If you want to add additional currencies, that will be possible, but let's just keep for now. You can include also some team member if you want. Keep in mind that all the login is wallet-based, so you will need their wallet address to add them to your team. And if you want, there is all the detail as well here if you want to send that to a developer, which I don't think in your case would be relevant. And now we arrive with a full dedicated platform for you here. So first thing, now we have a platform, it's empty. What can we do with that? So what I will do here, I will actually go to the LightLink viewer here. I will go to explore the collection, and I will just take one collection here. So I will take this one, for example. So we see like it's on the LightLink chain, and I just get the address of the collection. Let me close all the other tabs. We don't need this for now. And so now we go on the collection parts, and I will be able to actually import this collection. So it's on, was it? Yeah, that was on the actual mainnet. And I will just steal the names here. That's 721. Oh, actually, yeah. So this should be automatically filled, but with LightLink, the Explorer, doesn't actually let you automatically get this information. So you will need to get the creator of the transaction here and the transaction hash here. But by default, it should be automatically filled. And I forgot the name. All right. So that will import the collection. So right now, this collection is imported in your platform. It might take a bit of time if it's a new collection and so on. We might get, like we are during this time, synchronizing all the different NFT from the on-chain data. So during this time, what we do, we actually look at one thing, the actual starter kit that we deploy automatically. So right now, by default, you can see like this link here, LightLink-hackathon.lightflow.dev. This is a platform that we deploy automatically based on the starter kit, which is a good way to quickly visualize your platform, but not necessarily the best if you want to customize. And you can see already some NFTs are being synchronized right now, so you can actually start to see some NFTs on your platform. One thing that you can do as well is, and this is kind of like the recommended way, you actually fork the repository, you deploy it on Vercel, so it's just like a few environmental variables to set, and you can update your domain later on. So we will do just that, not with the deployment on Vercel, but just to do the fork and to start to customize this. So I will go just on the localhost. So here I got, wait, actually I need to share my screen. 1 second. Okay. So here I just switch on a fresh new fork of the starter kits. So you have a few things to set up. So your on variables here with your API key. So this API key will be the one that you can find in the connection detail. So if I take this one, replace it here. Now I can just run npm run dev. So for information, this is a classic Next application. So you will need to be familiar with React if you want to use this one. But yeah, it's React application, and now you have access to your localhost here. Let me just open that in the same browser here. So now you have you see your LightLink Hackathon here, and somehow something went wrong. What just happened? That could be good. Oh, I'm pretty sure I know why, because yeah, I was doing some development before and I just need to reset my local storage cookies and everything. Oops, I was on the wrong one. Here. Storage here. Let's try again. All right, on your first use, you will not have these issues because I'm also working on my localhost for some development. So here you have your platform. You can see all your NFTs are being synchronized. You will be able to connect your wallet. We have also different wallets integrated by default. If you want to customize the wallet here, for example, you will be able to go on the environment here and on the connectors. So these files, you can find the detail on the actual documentation, but here on the connectors, you have access to all the wallets here. So we are compatible with Rainbow Kits and WAGMI. So basically any wallet that is supported by WAGMI and Rainbow Kits will be compatible here. So you will be able to add like pretty much any wallet you want with that. in terms of chain as well. So by default, we actually activated, and you can change this in the environment file. We have Ethereum mainnet, Goerli, BSC testnet, BSC, Polygon, Polygon Mumbai, and the actual LightLink, so for the testnet and the mainnet. And so this actually lets you now, if you go on the explore page, for example, you will be able to filter the different chain. So obviously, if you remove this chain, this chain will not be actually on the listing here, and you won't be able to actually display the collection of the other chains. So that's about for like the general configuration. Now, what if you want to configure a bit the design? So there is a few things that you can already do without going into the code. Here, for example, you could add your logo. I actually don't have a really nice logo here. Let me see. Yeah, I will have a logo that will definitely not work, but I believe that you will be able to do something a bit nicer. And I want to change, for example, the primary color. And here, I will just put some SEO detail, LightLink Hackathon. Demo for LightLink Hackathon. Put my email here. And so basically I said that on the dashboard. Now, if I go back and let me clean this, if I go back here, you will actually see you should actually see my new logo. And yeah, so really bad logo, but the color are actually changed. Everything, the buttons are changed as well. So all this is kind of like the really basics that you can do on the dashboard, but you can do a lot more with the code. And so here you will have a file called team.ts. So we are using Chakra UI in terms of UI customization. They have a really extensive documentation on how to customize everything. So if you want to change your breakpoint, if you want to change the style of your button, if you want to change the style of the checkbox, if you want to change the border radius, for example, I would say like all of them here are actually 0%. And so now basically everything will be fully squared without any radius. So you can customize all this. If you want to customize more other than the theme, but the actual pages, you have access to all the pages here. So if, let's see, on the index page, we just add like, a classic hello world. Now I will come back to my home page, and I will have my hello world somewhere displayed. Where is it? Yeah, here it is. So you will be able to customize everything. You will be able to also like get some inspiration from it. So if you have your own application and you're not really sure how to get all this information in the detail page, you could go directly on the page associated. So here in that case, it will be the token, and you will be able to just copy paste a bit of code that is of interest of you. And you will also be able to see all the different GraphQL requests that we are doing that you can put directly in the playground as well on the documentation to see what type of information we are getting. So here, for example, you can see that we are fetching the asset, we are fetching the collection associated to this asset, the traits associated to this asset, then the creator of this asset, all the bits related to this asset, the number of owners that there is, all the different owners, all the sales, and so on. And you can really customize all the query you want. So with that, you will be able to customize the whole theme, the whole design, the whole layout and everything. One thing you are still missing here in terms of customization, and let me connect here, It's the business model aspect. So now let's say, oh, I actually don't have any. Okay, that's a good segue here. I don't actually have any currency for LightLink here. So I can actually come here and add a currency for the LightLink network. So here we just say like, okay, on LightLink, I want to have a native token, and we need a logo for this one. Let me actually just take, we have a logo on here that could work. Image, no, copy image address. Okay, we just use the logo of LightLink directly. I will just download it and re-upload it. Okay, let me just take a random one that I had before, maybe not this. This one would work, for example. I will be able to import a currency. Now that I want to place a bid, where is that? Oh, I'm actually placing a bid, and bid is only available with ERC20. So let me just go to the LightLink network quickly, so like that I can actually get some proper currencies. So I can go on the Explorer here. They actually have like a really handy tab here to see all the different tokens. So I can actually use, so this is 721. I actually want an ERC20 here as a currency. I will just use USDC, for example. And let me do this again. I select LightLink. I want to have a token this time. I want USDC. I will actually take their logo as well. And now I actually imported USDC directly in my marketplace. And so now anyone who wants to place a bid can actually place a bid in USDC. If you want to add more currencies, you can add more currencies. And this will automatically switch to the LightLink network. If you don't have it, it will actually add it directly to your wallet. And here you can see this 3.5%. So by default, Lightflow is taking 1% on all the platform. And what was I disconnected? And the platform here is taking 2.5%. That's where you will be able to really customize the business model here. So let's say you actually go in the plugin, you want to change this percentage to now, let's say 1%. That will be 1% for Lightflow, 1% for the actual business. And now if you actually refresh this page, you will see that the service fee will actually go down to 2% only. So this is something you can customize. And one thing I will show you quickly, it's how you could customize this really, really advanced. So if you go on the service in the documentation here, you can see there is an example here of like a function that you can put on anywhere you want. So here we just put like fees.ts. I will import this npm install nft/service. So here we'll be able to customize this fee for your business. So in that case here, let me actually see if I have the secret in my auth. We'll be able to get that directly from here. Auth, and let's put the name Lightflow service secret. Okay. Let me just for TypeScript to be happy do that. So I will be able to here customize the fee that I want to return. So I will just right now do something like extremely simple. I will just this address will get everything back. So I will return here in terms of fees. I will need to return an array with an account. That is the address that I can put in lowercase to make sure the compatibility is good. And the value that we need to be a 2 decimal. So basically like here, 500 would actually be something like 0.05. So 5% of value. So here, for example, this is like now this is 5% plus the 1% that Lightflow actually applies. So I can actually now take this function. I will just like really quickly run and grab to expose my localhost. And now if I go on the plugin here, I can actually create a plugin with my fees on my here localhost, but that should be directly on your, let me just remove this one. So I can create a plugin here that point to this actual function. And so now every time someone we want to actually create an offer or list an offer, they will be able to actually access this function. And depending on whatever business logic you want to put in this function, you will be able to return this value. So if it's, and my localhost is a bit slow. But if here, for example, you want to say, you want to have some specific logic where like, if a user stakes 20,000 token X on this liquidity pool, then I return a discount. If this user is actually already did a trade in the platform, they will get a discount. If this user holds more than 5 NFTs, for example, you can adjust the pricing. Or if it's a collection that is a partner collection, then they will get 5% of the same. All this kind of thing like that, so you will be able to customize with just a tiny bit of code that's really match your business model. So I think that's pretty much it. We're quite over in terms of time. So I think I will finish here. With this, you will be able to have access to the whole dashboard, create your marketplace, customize all the design of the marketplace, customize the experience of the marketplace, customize the business model as well, import all your collections, everything. So with this, you should have quite enough to start your project for the hackathon.
Thank you very much, Anthony. That was an excellent presentation. I'm sure very helpful for everyone that will be dealing with Lightflow over the next couple of weeks. We do still have a little bit of time, and I can see there's a couple of questions in the chat, which I think we'll
Sure,
go over now. Yeah. And if anyone else does have any, please do put them in now before we end. Obviously, Daniel will be available on Discord as well. Anthony will be available, and the other members of the Lightflow team. So that will be available. But just scrolling up in the chat now, I can see there was a question asked earlier that was, how can we make gasless purchases?
So gasless, this is a feature of LightLink. So LightLink will be able to activate gasless. So knowing that the exchange that we have right now with LightLink integrated will be gasless. So by default, if you are using LightLink with Lightflow, you will have your transaction that are actually gasless. Your user won't pay any gas on that. Still to confirm with LightLink, this is something that you will need to see with LightLink if you want your application to be gasless or not. But yeah, this is something by default, if you use LightLink on Lightflow, you will have the gasless transaction for your trades.
Great, thank you very much. And I can see another question from Jay. I think this was potentially related when you're going over designs, but he was just asking about the custom fonts.
The custom fonts?
Yeah, I'm not sure if Jay could give any more context to that. It might have been related to something that you're doing.
Yeah, I guess for the content, yeah, so On this one, yeah, you can, like by default, I think the starter kit that we're using, we use Poppins or something like that. You can really change this font. It's pretty easy. Just where we actually import the font, re-import the font that you want. So yeah, completely possible to update the font. Absolutely no issue with that.
Amazing.
I do see one question about non-Ethereum blockchain. So on this one, so we are compatible with EVM chain. So I don't know what you define with non-Ethereum blockchain, but basically we are compatible with all EVM. So everything that is like Ethereum-like, even if it's not on the Ethereum network, it's actually something that we can integrate. We are in the process right now so actually we have right now Polygon, Binance, Ethereum, and LightLink. We are releasing really soon Neon EVM, which is on the Solana network. I see a question just pop up about Solana. It's actually on the Solana network. You have access to share liquidity from Solana, but with a full EVM compatibility. So Neon EVM will be released really soon. And we have also Arbitrum in the pipeline that should be coming hopefully before the end of the hackathon.
Amazing. And I believe this is the last one. But can we build successfully for the hackathon using Lightflow free plan subscription?
Cool. The way it works is like it's you have access to all the features, but you are limited in terms of API calls. So basically, your free application will be limited at some points in terms of like how many requests you are doing, and so it depends. I would say it depends on your business. You can actually start to make some proper profits if you have like really like a high level of conversion on your platform. But if you have like, I don't know, like a really low conversion rate on your platform, then it's maybe like a lot of traffic and so a lot of API call for like really small results. So it is possible, but yeah, depending on the type of business, if you plan to do like a full like general marketplaces, the conversion rate is really low usually. But if you have like a specific product for a specific niche and you are selling on this product, that definitely is something possible. Is there a feature for randomized NFT mints? So the mint we have right now, it's actually open edition. So this is a part where user actually control is like UGC, user generated content. So user will actually set the NFTs. So as of today, there is no way to us like randomize this, at least on the minter that we did on the starter kit. There is definitely an opportunity here to actually create a minter that will automatically generate some NFTs based on AI or whatever. So this is something possible, but right now, no, there is no automatic way to randomize that. Knowing that you can also have like I would say traditional NFT collection, write your NFT collection in Solidity, have some kind of like randomization, oracle or something like that. And you can import this collection directly to Lightflow, which would be possible. You would be able to actually even have a drop on that to organize a drop directly on this.
Okay, great. I think that is all the questions from everyone, and we are going a little over time, so we'll probably have to round it up there. But thank you very much, Anthony, for your time. I'm sure everyone found that extremely useful. And that does conclude kind of our round of workshops over the last 2 weeks. So I hope that you found value from all the workshops that you've heard and that you've been participating in. And thank you everyone for being active in the questions and really engaging with this workshop. And please do revisit it as and when you will need it. Anthony will be available in case you do need to ask him any questions. Otherwise, I hope that you can make the most of week 2 and that you can start ideating and building on your products if you're not already at that stage. As the focus now will be on building, we are encouraging everyone as much as possible to book a one call with the Encode team. So I can add my calendar link here. So I'd really recommend doing so if you haven't done already. and we'll be able to point you in the right direction and just check that you're progressing as you should. But yeah, that is all for me. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day, wherever you are in the world. And thank you once again, Anthony, for giving up some of your time.
Yeah, thank you again for having me. And yeah, good luck to everyone. I hope you got your team ready, your project in your mind, and ready to get started.
Okay. Take care, everyone. Bye.
All right. Bye, everyone.